They have like that passion and that encanto that sucks you in, right? Ay, mi amor, mi corazón, and they say all these nice little dulce things to you.
Have you experienced this type of over-the-top passion before? A lot of you have asked me what dating is like for women in Colombia. Since up until now, I've only shared stories from men like Kevin, Rob, Scott, and so on.
You have to learn to sort out the trash from the treasure. And that's when I found out that men in pueblos are trash. He had what we call malicia indígena, indigenous maliciousness. They will literally tell you anything to get in your pants.
And what Erin is saying here might sound familiar, because it's actually the same thing that many men have told us too. The passion is real, but the hidden agendas can be just as strong on both sides.
There's a lot of false interest. Don't trust them. You can't listen to all the beautiful, sweet nothings they're going to tell you. There's a lot of aggressive married men that love to have a side dish. In Colombia, marriage is more of a business.
In this chat with Erin, an American from Nevada, we cover the passion and romance of Colombian men, the cultural challenges single women face, and why marriage here often looks different than back in the US. Stick around until the end, because Erin reveals why her best relationship in Colombia hasn't even been with a Colombian at all, and she'll say who it was and why. I'm Eric. I've been driving through Latin America, telling people stories in person about living abroad. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. We have a special guest that has a bunch of cool information for all the ladies out there. So let's get to know her. So what is your name?
My name is Erin Donaldson.
Erin, where are you from?
I'm from Reno, Nevada.
Where exactly in Colombia are we now?
We are in Manizales Caldas, the capital of coffee.
How long have you been here for and how old are you?
I've been here for almost 13 years. I will be 40 in August.
Today we're going to be talking about dating in Colombia. So tell us, how long have you been dating here in Colombia for?
I met a guy when I first came here, and we ended up being together for 4 years, ironically enough. He was the longest boyfriend I've ever had in my life, so up till now, which is, I don't claim to be, a huge example, but I've had a lot of experience. I've had many different relationships, some really good, some really bad. And it's given me a little bit of perspective on how dating works here. I didn't come here because of a boyfriend. That was never my intention or destination as far as what my focus was on.
How many boyfriends have you had here?
I'm on my fifth, but the fifth one is not Colombian. I've had 4 relationships, 2 that were kind of short, 2 that were kind of long, and 1 that I'm in right now that is stabilizing and maybe will work out.
So overall, you've dated already 4 Colombians, and with 1, you've actually had a child?
With 2 of them. My first son was born to the relationship that I had for 4 years when I came here. And I mean, no one ever plans on a relationship ending, and no one plans on a relationship not working out. It was a learning experience. It was a growing experience. And I'm definitely a different person now than I was when I came here.
Erin, what was the biggest cultural difference you experienced when you first started dating here in Colombia?
Compared to guys back home, Colombian men are they have like that passion and that encanto that sucks you in, right? Men back in the States are very, I guess you could say, almost metro. And I come from a city where the women chase the men. The men don't really chase the women. I went to public school, graduated, and my friends were always just like, truck money. I mean, whatever. I just wanted someone who I could get along with and share some interests with and have things work out a little bit. And Colombian men and Latin men in general were interesting to me. I liked their encanto. I liked their vibe.
So you're comparing your experiences in Reno with mostly here in Manizales, or?
To be fair, I prefer Latino men in general for dating compared to my experiences back in Reno.
How do Colombian men generally treat their partners compared to the American men that you've dated in the past?
The things I like about it is that they can be very effective, very intimate and caring in their way of being. But you have to learn to sort out the trash from the treasure, because there's a lot of false interest and a lot of other agendas that come behind that. Just the fact that I have a blue passport here makes me a target for a lot of people. People still want to immigrate to other countries, and they still want a step up in life, and they still want an advantage that they might otherwise not have had. in a country where the average wage is $250 a month. And so some of those cultural differences have impacted my relationships in a really big way.
And what was the biggest way, do you think, that has been detrimental for your relationships?
Users, I've never been hit or beat on. I've never stayed in a relationship long enough to allow that to happen to me. There's that intense interest in getting ahead. One of my relationships, I helped him start a business that still exists today. And I never got the investment back out of it that was promised at the beginning. I also don't receive anything from that business that I helped to start because he had what we call malicia indígena, indigenous maliciousness. That maliciousness that causes people to be users with a nice smile and a pretty face.
If you're enjoying this interview and you're interested in seeing more content like this, you can check out my playlist called the Expat Interview Playlist, where I have been interviewing people from Guatemala all the way down through Central America and now here in South America. Talking about men from different regions in Colombia, have you noticed any differences between the men that you've dated? Are they from different parts of Colombia?
From Valle de Cauca, anything that's tierra caliente in general can have a lot more deep, dark, hidden agendas, I think. Paisas are advantageous as well. In general, the culture doesn't change that much from one region to the next. I don't think the issues are too different from one place to another, except for the personality of the people. So if the people of the coast are more noisy and outgoing, the Paisas, but the Paisas are also very, what we call meloso. Ay, mi amor, mi corazón. And then they say all these nice little dulce things to you. And they kind of beguile you with that way of speaking to you. They tempt you. I think men in Bogota, rolos as they call them, are a little more, maybe more straight shooters, but I don't have the experience to be able to say so. Honestly, my best experience to date has been dating a Venezuelan.
What are the regions in Colombia of the men that you have dated here?
Mostly just Paisa. My second son's father, it was kind of an unexpected accident that I found out I was pregnant after the relationship ended, and he wanted no involvement. And that's when I found out that men in pueblos are trash. Men from smaller towns would rather just populate the world, and they will literally tell you anything to get in your pants. I can tell you that right now. In Colombia, finding someone with a little bit of education, a little bit of sophistication, and a job is usually the first three priorities.
How have Colombian men reacted to you being a foreign independent woman here in Colombia?
Interest, attention, I'm something exotic. In the US, people are interested in people from other countries. We have an exotic look, a different way of being. In places like Manizales, where we have more of that elitist culture, the European look, the white skin, the blue eyes, is very desirable to these type of men. And then from there, it's just how much will they benefit you. In Colombia, marriage is more of a business than it is a sentiment. And most people will marry only once, and especially if there's a lot of assets involved, they might separate but still stay married and then just stay one side to another, each one in their own life and their own thing, but they won't divorce in order to avoid breaking up assets and redistributing, what they have as a couple. People who do divorce completely, generally speaking, won't get remarried in this culture. It's not like in the US where my dad's been married 4 times. No, here it's much more serious, and people do not jump into marriages like they do in more developed countries.
So what advice would you give to women thinking about dating here in Colombia?
Don't trust them. Expect everything to be a lie until proved otherwise. It's just like a protocol to protect yourself. You can't trust people too quickly or too easily. Actions. Their actions will tell you more than their words will. You can't let them fool you with their words. You can't listen to all the beautiful, sweet nothings they're going to tell you. You have to look at what's in front of you. And that can be the hardest part, to be honest. Take your time. Find someone with an education. Find someone who doesn't need what you have or doesn't want what you have. I've been offered money over and over and over again to marry someone for papers, to give them papers to the US, and I won't do it.
Is there a reason why you've said that your best relationship so far has been with a Venezuelan and not Colombian?
So I'm dating a pre-Chavez Venezuelan, which means that he comes from a generation that had a lot of benefits, access to education, and they don't have narco culture in Venezuela the way they do here. So their mentality is more work, earn money, and I don't know if this is true, but it seems to be. They are very family oriented. They don't seem to be as unfaithful as Colombians tend to be. In my situation, he has an education, he has a good life experience, and he treats me really well. A lot of the men I've dated in Colombia, or even in my own country, have not been like open the door and, you know, helping each other type of thing. Usually it's just been, okay, maybe we'll come together here, maybe we'll go on a date there. Okay, now we're in a relationship, oh, maybe we end up living together. I've only lived with one of my boyfriends. That's one thing I'm not in a rush to do again, because in Colombia, if you've been living together 5 years, you're considered married. It used to be 2.5 years, but they changed the law this year, and now it's back to being 5 years again. But again, I wouldn't move in with someone unless I really felt like they were gonna do their part.
So do you think that's one of your biggest tips?
There's a lot of aggressive married men that love to have a side dish, and they won't even tell you. And in Manizales, they'll hide it a lot more than in Pereira. Be suspicious of someone who won't take pictures or do anything with you in public. Just give it time. The biggest thing is time and actions. Their actions have to speak louder than their words, because if they're saying one thing and they're doing another, in the trash.
Thank you so much for giving your story, sharing your experiences, and all the information that all the single women thinking about dating here in Colombia would be happy to check out and understand. What do you offer here in Manizales and all around Colombia?
I have Coffee Access Travel. I'm a cultural journalist. I'm here to empower people and help you learn how to function in this culture, integrate, and have positive experiences, even if it means learning from some of the negative experiences I've had. You can find me on openmindedtraveler.com. It's a website I don't share as publicly because it's kind of controversial. Yes, there's controversy, but it will give you a more real perspective on how dating is and the pitfalls to avoid.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Erin.
Thanks. Good to meet you.
Hasta la próxima.